Live. This is our Sustainable Design Chat series where we talk anything and everything sustainable interior design. I'm your host, Alex Shield, and this morning we are speaking with Paola Cedeno and Janet Chavez, founders of Green Corner Wall Company. They are two moms who believe in making sustainable choices, and they've gone and created a eco-friendly wallpaper company. So, welcome.
Hi, Alex. Thank you so much. We're very excited to be here with you guys. And, thank you for having us. I'm Paola.
I'm Janet.
Like Alex said. And yeah, we're very happy to be here to chat with everybody about design and sustainability.
Yeah, we're so excited to chat with you. So, okay, first of all, I have to say your wallpapers are absolutely gorgeous. I think that's probably one of your patterns behind you. Beautiful.
Yep.
They're so fun. They're so pretty. So can you tell us about your wallpaper, what it's made of, and what makes this different than traditional wallpaper?
Yeah, of course. So, one of the biggest differences between the wallpaper that we offer is that it's completely PVC free. It's a woven fabric material. So, it's very different from the other wallpaper that you find out there, which is made out of vinyl and other harsh chemicals that ultimately are not very safe for your home or the environment, right? So from there, we saw a big opportunity to do things differently, right? By just offering sustainable and non-toxic options to our customers. So we make sure everything is safe, from the adhesives to the inks. They're both water-based, so there's no harsh chemicals or any odors, so it's safe to use in your homes. And then also just to reduce waste, everything is printed to order. So at the end of the day, we're just really trying to keep things as thoughtful and sustainable as possible.
Yeah, and also to add to that, what really sets us apart also is, in addition to the wallpaper, being eco-friendly and safe, it's really the experience we offer to our clients. We don't just tell our clients, go online and look for designs and just wish them luck. We actually, work with our clients one-on-one. We offer a free design consultation to help them figure out what's going to be the best look for their space, whether it's a bold statement wall or just something minimal. We have it all. And we also send our customers a custom-based proposal. Based on their style, their space, and their needs at no extra cost. Again, it's the end-to-end personalized service that we have to just make sure that the clients, are not stressed out and they're feeling confident about what the outcome is going to be. And also, if for any clients that are in the South Florida, we also offer professional installation services so that they, again, get that flawless end-to-end service from us.
I love that. So not just the eco-friendly portion, but also sort of the full service, if you're in your area, which is awesome. Something I wanted to touch on is the sort of the made to order as well is I don't think people think of this often, but when you're installing wallpaper, traditionally, if you're buying just rolls of wallpaper, there's a lot of waste because you have to match the pattern, right? And then you end up with cutting off at the top and cutting off at the bottom. So I love that these are made to order, fit for the space. That's amazing. And then the other thing I want to touch on is you said PVC free. Traditional wallpapers have, PVC and can also contain heavy metals as well sometimes. And a lot of the times we're using like cutesy wallpapers in nurseries and kids' rooms because it's fun. And I think that's where people aren't necessarily thinking of, what's in the wallpaper and what is the effect on our health, because we don't know, right? So love that this is all sort of healthy and that you've thought this whole thing through and in terms of what the material is made of. So then how did you get started in this business? What prompted you to want to start an eco-friendly wallpaper company, and why is this important to you?
Yeah, so at that time I was in between jobs and I've always loved wallpaper. I had it when I was younger as a kid. I always grew up with it. And then a few years ago I saw that wallpaper was back in. It was like trending and I was like, "Oh my God, I love it. It's back in. I want to put it up in my home." So but the only but with that was that it just felt like traditional wallpaper was very overwhelming. It's the pace, it needs tools, it needs the professional installation. So it just felt like a project that I just wasn't ready for at the time. And then I discovered peel and stick wallpaper, and I immediately fell in love with it. You know, it's easy, it's removable, it's a do-it-yourself kind of project. So sometimes, you don't necessarily need professional installation. We offer it because, sometimes life gets busy and people just need help with that. So we like to offer that
Help
service.
me, please. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I loved it. So I got some for my home and I was like, maybe I can turn this into a business. So when I told Janet about it, she was immediately on board. She's a sustainability guru here in our duo. So she's like, yes, let's do it, but let's make it eco-friendly. So
Mhm.
I immediately fell in love with that idea. I was like, yes, let's do it. So yeah, that's how Green Corner Wall started. We wanted something stylish, easy to use, but ultimately something that was good for the environment.
And I mean, you're both moms too. So I'm
Yeah,
sure you wanted sort of the health aspect for your kids, for your family. Um,
absolutely.
Definitely, yeah.
love that. Um, so then, okay, you mentioned on your website, so we've talked a little bit about the materials. You mentioned on your website as well about sort of the social side of things, your commitment to social responsibility. Can you tell us a little bit about this and how you've built that into your business?
Yeah, sure. I'll jump in. So social responsibility for us isn't just a buzzword. It's really something that we try to live out um, every day, like personally through our personal lives, but also through our business. We're really intentional about where we source the materials and who we partner with. Our vendors, share the same values around sustainability and ethics, which is really important for us. We also make it a point to reduce waste wherever we can, things like you mentioned, printing to order, using recyclable packaging, and just choosing materials that are just safer in general for families and for the environment has been really top of mind for us. And it just doesn't stop there. At home, we're always looking for ways to live more sustainably. From composting to minimizing single-use plastics, to even joining, local buy nothing groups, which is been such a saver as a mom
Yes.
to get the to get in those groups but additionally we're just really passionate about also just passing on these values to our kids. We talk to them about making sustainable choices and being thoughtful and aware, and we get involved as a family, whether it's doing beach cleanups or just composting together every single day. We try to always lead by example. It's really just about creating a lifestyle and a business that reflects our values and just encouraging also the community and our families to do the same.
I love that. I love that so much. So Janet, then if you're the sustainability guru, like can I ask you, what is your, like, how did you get into this? What is your background? What sort of, do you have a story? Was there a specific moment? Did you grow up like this? Like, what is it that sort of,
No, actually, I think it was becoming a mom that made me aware of like I maybe other moms can relate, but when I became a mom, I just realized how much stuff I was collecting and being given. Like I feel grateful that I was given so much as a mom, right, at the beginning, but I just felt really overwhelmed. And then I just started becoming more and more aware, and then trying to just get more and more educated on looking apart from being a mom and what I'm collecting at home and the decisions I'm making when I'm buying things, but also just now looking further into the community and just advocating. We live in South Florida, so advocating for just learning more about the Everglades and the water restoration and the beach and the beaches and the waste. And it can become overwhelming, but I think it's really important just to be really aware and become hyper aware of
yeah,
the issues that are around us.
yeah, for sure. And now you're rubbing off on Paula?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've passed down my clothes for my oldest daughter to my youngest, and then it goes to Janet.
And I've passed it on to friends. And I
Yeah.
think it's just creating that community, but I think creating that community of awareness too, right? Of like, it's okay. Like, it's okay to share clothes. It's okay to go on these buy nothing groups. I'm such an advocate for them because I've gotten so many toys and vice versa, like, giving as well. But sometimes as moms and just in general, we don't know what to do with our stuff, and I feel like these are great opportunities to just share, share the toys, share the clothes, share things that we have, um, and just be more mindful as a community about these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like even like small things like plastic bags here, you just see them everywhere, all supermarkets, department stores. So sometimes it's just like little things like that. Like now I'm getting my husband into it. So I'm always like, remember to take this reusable bag, or like if you forget the bag, ask for a paper bag, not plastic bag.
Yeah. So we actually don't have plastic bags in our stores anymore.
Absolutely.
The stores are not allowed to give them out. So sometimes I'll have paper bags. Sometimes there's no bags. And I went to the grocery store the other day and I forgot my bags. So I just filled my cart and then I filled my trunk just with all the stuff. I had no bags. And then when I got home, I put everything into bags and brought it in the house. Anyways, but my story comes from being a mom as well, and like why I finally decided to start my own business and focus on sustainability. And it's a lot of the same things. There's the environmental aspect, the health and well-being, and my life too. I have friends who give us, by the time we get the clothes, it's my kid is like the fourth one to use them, and then I have my second child, and then we give them to our nephew. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's also, you're right, it's a lot about building the community and the awareness around that and stuff like that. So that's awesome. I love what you guys are doing. I love your wallpaper. Can you tell anybody who's interested, who's watching, where we can find you?
Yeah, of course. So on Instagram, you can find us at Green Corner Wall, and our website is greencornerwall.com. So come say hi, reach out, send us a DM. Whether you have like a vision in mind or you need help, we're here to offer you guys a design consultation. So to find your perfect wallpaper.
Amazing. We love that. Was there anything else you guys wanted to share?
No, I mean, I see some people on, so if they have any questions, we can hang out for another minute or so if anybody has any questions out there.
Yeah, or they can just send us a DM, or we're happy to
if you have questions, you can add them in the chat. All right, so if you guys have questions, you can reach out to them at Green Corner Wall or on their website. Thank you, ladies, for joining. It was so. Oh wait, I have a question. Hold on a minute. I grew up being the fifth to have clothes passed down to me. It was the 80s. It made sense, and there wasn't any stigma. It's true. I feel like me too. I had hand-me-downs from the neighbor, and I was always so excited because the neighbor was a year older than me, and I was like, "Ooh, I get to have Amanda's clothes," and it was so exciting for me because
absolutely,
I looked up to her, and now I get to wear her clothes. It was fun.
Yeah.
And now it's
and kids don't care where their clothes comes from. Like they really don't.
No.
I think a lot of moms put that pressure in their mind of like they don't want their kids to feel like they're wearing used clothes. I promise you, these toddlers don't care. They don't know. They really can't tell the difference. They're just excited they got something. So I love the fact that they mentioned the stigma, because I still feel like it exists today. And sometimes I'll approach a mom like at my daughter's dance that has like an older daughter and be like, hey, if you haven't, if you don't know what to do with their clothes, just let me know. And like their eyes go, oh, they're like, oh my God, I never want to like, mention anything, but yes, I do. And I can give you some. And I'm like, great. And if you have other stuff, I have a group of moms that would love it. Like, and I think they just feel like so empowered to like, really, I just never know what to do with it. Or I just feel bad asking people because I don't want to, rub people the wrong way. And it's like, no, why? Why is there stigma around this? Like, if I'm not interested, I'll just say no or whatever. But people shouldn't be scared to ask other people if they're interested in used items.
And like they're gonna get it dirty and they're gonna rip it and they're gonna they don't care. No, it's true.
They outgrow it so fast too.
Yeah, that's it. Like they wear it for one season maybe, and then you're done. It's like you're gonna spend so much money on constantly buying clothes and shoes and all of the things. And we get all our stuff from a friend who we're very grateful. And then we just continue and we pass it on. So same thing with toys and so. Alrighty. Well, thank you ladies so much. I wish you a great rest of the day.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alex, for having us. We'll be in touch for sure.
All right.
Thank you everybody for joining.
Bye everyone.
Bye.